It's been a big day for Joyce Chant. She's turning in for the night. After years of nightmares, at last, a quiet night in with her husband.
Sometimes the abuser ends up on the wrong side of a gun.
It was cold-blooded murder.
In the outer suburbs of Sydney, Australia, it's a regular night for the Chant family. But for sons Jamie, Craig, and young Scott, family life holds a dark secret.
Wayne Chant was a heavy drinker, heavy smoker, and extremely violent. His entire family were deeply afraid of him. He would hit his wife badly. He would backhand her, he would throw her to the ground, he would hurt her. He was also violent to their 3 kids.
Crime reporter Jordan Baker has covered domestic abuse cases before. But the Joyce Chant story is the most shocking she's ever seen.
How she managed to endure so many years of such brutality from her husband is quite remarkable.
The fear that abuse victims suffer is when the beating's going on. Oftentimes, they actually don't know if they're going to survive a beating, and the violence does escalate.
One night, Joyce Chant finally reaches her breaking point.
You want to be kidding, do you? Oh, that's your answer for everything, isn't it? Your son's locked up in there because of you, and all you can think about is bashing his mother. Do you want to have your face smashed in again, do you?
After all the beatings, after all the abuse, she became a hard, determined woman.
Bash me all you like, but you'll never shut me up. What else is there about that? You're gonna kill me, and you're gonna go get your gun, are you? You're gonna destroy.
Wayne pulls out a gun.
Are you gonna shoot me, are you? What are you gonna do?
Tonight, the battered wife turns the tables.
He falls.
What was that?
I don't know, Rose. Don't worry, just watch the Scott, mate, no, okay? We'll check it out in a minute. Just keep watching.
Her children have been sitting there. They've heard the gunshot. They've got a pretty good idea of what's happened to their father. But they're terrified of their mother now, too. So they don't say anything. She wraps him in their bedsheet and leaves him there.
As the nights pass, Joyce sleeps in the same room as her dead husband's body. To the children, the house is strangely quiet, and there is a foul smell.
The body is starting to smell, it's starting to decompose.
Joyce tells family and friends Wayne left her for another woman. But one person doesn't buy it. Wayne's mother, Dorothy.
What do you want? What have you done with my son? I told you, he never come back from Bathurst. Probably shacked up with some tart.
There's no way he would get up and go without contacting me.
Well, he's proved you wrong, hasn't he?
I
I want to see the boss.
Dorothy Chant is a wily old woman. Her daughter-in-law is hiding something, and it's closer than she could imagine.
For almost 2 weeks, the body sits in the bedroom.
But Joyce is in no hurry to bury her husband. She's not done with him yet. Joyce Chant is sleeping with a dead man. It's her husband, Wayne.
Brutal men married to women that they beat frequently end up shot in the head.
Her young children are too scared to ask where their father is.
Wayne's body stayed in the home up to 14 days.
Joyce spends her nights planning what she's going to do with her husband's corpse. She comes up with a brutal, calculated plan.
Joyce raises the axe and strikes him once, then brings up the axe and strikes him again. And quickly is overcome with so many years of anger and hatred and frustration. Soon she's cut off his leg, his other leg, and she chops off his arm, his other arm. She chops off both his hands. And now, in their backyard, where they've raised their children, where they've spent many years of married life together, she hacks his head off.
At a rest stop south of Sydney, a driver pulls over for a smoke and makes a gruesome discovery. A human torso. And it's only the beginning.
They found a leg in some mangroves in Sydney. A few weeks after that, they found an arm, but was barely recognisable as a human arm because obviously it had been cut off from the shoulder, but also the hands had been cut off.
To investigators, it's a horrific murder that may never be solved.
Because of course then they didn't have DNA, and there was no head, so they couldn't use dental records. There was no hands, so they couldn't use fingerprint records. It became one of Sydney's great mysteries of the early 90s.
Joyce hides the head and the hands. She knows they are the only means of identifying Wayne's body.
They put his head and his hands in an ice cooler.
Joyce forces her eldest son, Jamie, to take part in this final annihilation of Wayne Chant's identity.
This is a man that Joyce married, slept with, and had children with. And this was a man that was a father to the son doing this.
Jamie does what he's told. With his father gone, it's now his mother that he fears. He promises to keep quiet and stick to Joyce's story.
She would tell people that she thought he had run off with some other woman and was living in some other town.
But Wayne's mother, Dorothy, is sure Joyce is lying. She continues to pressure the police.
Oh, it's Dr. Chant here. I'm ringing up to find out if you've got any more information on my son.
Unfortunately not, Dorothy. Nothing's changed since the last time I spoke to you.
Look, he wouldn't just get up and go without calling his mother.
Until we find some more information, there's nothing we can do.
But you need to get this out of his wife.
She's the one that knows the truth.
Yes, but according to our information, he's run off with another woman.
She's lying. She's done something to him.
Dorothy, if anything changes, I promise you I'll be the first to call.
Don't you dare hang up. Something
No one's listening to Dorothy for now.
It seems like the perfect crime. No one was asking any questions anymore.
But after 10 years, Jamie Chant finally breaks his silence.
You don't want to hear this.
He confesses to his girlfriend.
Dad didn't go missing. Mom killed him.
One day, police got a piece of information that changed everything. A young woman presented to a police station. She identified herself as an ex-girlfriend of Jamie Chant. And she told them that he had confessed to her not only that his mother had killed his father, but that she'd chopped up his body.
Why didn't you go to the police?
She would have killed me too.
With this information, detectives realized that Dorothy Chant was right all along. They believe they've finally solved the body parts cold case. But they need scientific proof.
Dorothy was a fiery old woman. She kept hounding the police.
Luckily for them, Dorothy kept fighting till the day she died.
Dorothy was also a clever woman. As her dying wish, she insisted that police take a vial of her blood so that even from the grave, she would be able to get justice for her son. So they took tissue from the body and the blood sample Dorothy had left before she died. And they sent them to the United States for some advanced DNA testing. It's a perfect match.
15 years after her crime, police charged Joyce Chant with her husband's murder. She pleads guilty to manslaughter, claiming self-defense.
Joyce may have believed what she was doing was the right thing for a mother to do to save herself and her 3 sons from this tyrant. But really, it was a cold-blooded murder and something that destroyed not only her life, but the lives of her entire family.
Prosecutors accept the plea of manslaughter. Joyce Chant is sentenced to only 5.5 years in prison. Sometimes the strangest things get into a woman's head.
She simply wasn't considering the consequences.
She surrenders to passion and to faith. And before long,
Brian explained it would be sort of a merciful thing to do.
there is no turning back.
He needed somebody else to do this to put her out of her misery.
It's a real enigma that someone so normal could commit such an act.
It's 1990 in Colorado Springs. Jennifer Reale is wishing she never married her soldier husband, Ben. He's strict, controlling, judgmental.
Have you been using that gym membership I got you?
Yeah, why?
Your ass looks like Jell-O.
What do you expect after you've had 2 kids?
Her husband was emotionally abusive, always denigrating what she was doing. She never could do anything good enough, well enough for him.
Been going to the gym twice a week.
It's not showing.
She was not living the life that she had intended for herself. She had sacrificed her dreams and had become this army wife.
Give me those.
They're not done.
I don't care.
she felt trapped, and she was not living up to her potential, and I think that created a huge frustration within her.
Jennifer's misery will soon have company.
Hi, mind if I join you?
His name is Brian Hood, a dashing 30-something with a sad story of his own. His wife, Diane, has an immune disease called lupus. She needs constant care.
He was very disappointed that his wife had lupus. She wasn't the same person that he married.
I sell life insurance.
Jennifer and Brian hit it off.
Brian Hood lit a spark in Jennifer's life that she hadn't felt for a long time.
That spark erupts a month later when Jennifer is home alone. Brian makes a house call to sell her insurance, but ends up with a better deal.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Jennifer is torn between pent-up passion and family responsibilities. She has 2 children who need her.
I hate to ask, but an iron I can borrow.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh.
But she has her own needs, too.
The first time Jennifer and Brian had intimate relations in her home, Jennifer was swept away. There was no returning.
The couple give in to their passion in the laundry room. For the first time in a long while, Jennifer Reale feels the warmth of a loving man.
Sexual arousal, affection, excitement, and he praised her. He lavished her with compliments, and in doing so, criticized her husband.
This would be no ordinary affair. According to Brian, it was sanctioned by God.
But not one in the eyes of God.
What Jennifer didn't realize is that Brian was not only as dominating as her husband, but worse.
In the coming months, Brian will use religion to plant ideas in Jennifer's mind.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. When I say unto you that whosoever will, to lust after, I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, and whosoever shall let flee with no man his son, righteous.
He presented a picture of them being able to live happily ever after with their collective 5 children if both of their spouses were removed from the picture.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
To Jennifer, it's an attractive idea. But there's one thing in the way. Brian's sick wife, Diane.
It would be so much easier for him if his wife simply died.
The cause of fornication causeth her to commit adultery.
Brian suggests a mercy killing.
Right life, wrong woman.
Part of the way that he convinced her was to use these Bible passages to convince her that it was God's will that Diane should die and that Jenny should relieve her of her suffering.
Jennifer is being asked to murder. Somehow, in her mind, she's starting to feel it's the right thing to do. For the victim, for her new lover. and for God.
Right life, wrong woman.
That's my first experience with anybody using the Bible to manipulate somebody to do a cold-blooded murder, especially when the Bible says you shall not kill.
Soon, Jennifer will defy the Bible and her instincts. Disillusioned housewife Jennifer Reale is having a steamy affair with insurance salesman Brian Hood. But they're plotting more than illicit liaisons.
All the medication is doing is just prolonging her suffering. I can't stand being around her any longer. I think the best thing for all of us would be if she would just die.
Brian is convincing his lover that God wants to take his sick wife, and Jennifer should do the taking.
Brian Hood manipulated Jennifer Reale into doing this by using biblical phrases, trying to convince her that it was okay to kill for the purpose of putting Diane out of her misery, and that if she repented afterwards, she would be fine.
It's simply putting a woman out of her misery. It's what God wants.
She, I believe, had been beaten down by her husband and then by Brian Hood to the point where she probably didn't have control of her own volition. She felt under tremendous pressure and just wanted to get whatever was going to happen over with.
Eventually, Jennifer surrendered to the plan that Brian had developed.
The plan is for Jennifer to jump Diane Hood when she leaves a community center meeting. Brian wants it to look like a robbery gone wrong.
You will then run at her and attempt to snatch her back. When she resists, you will shoot her twice. There's got to be 2 shots. She's got to be dead.
She changed into army fatigues, some of which belonged to her husband, some of which she had purchased, and a ski mask. And she waited till 8:30 till the meeting let out.
I can't believe how well you do. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling much better. The doctor says I'm almost normal. What's your secret? Take it, it's yours. I've been shot.
She was on the ground begging for her life. I'm sure she was about as scared as one could be. Jennifer stood directly over her, cocked this single-action .45 automatic, and fired the second round, subsequently killing her.
She shot her twice because she had been told, you must shoot twice to make sure that Diane was dead.
The crime snaps Jennifer back to reality.
The next morning, she woke up and realized what she'd done. She was horrified by what had happened. And she's told us that it was like awakening from a deep sleep.
And it was very soon after that Jennifer confessed to the crime in full.
No. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Jennifer tries to explain why she took an innocent life. No one in the family can believe it.
I was very surprised when I learned what Jenny had done because it was so far out of character. When I learned about the coercive manner in which Brian dealt with her, it began to make sense. And when I learned that she had confessed to her horror that she had done it, that made sense to me. That's who I thought she was.
Jennifer's testimony helps convict Brian Hood. He claims innocence, but is found guilty of criminal solicitation and murder conspiracy. He's sentenced to 37 years. Jennifer is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life. Her father will spend the next 20 years trying to understand.
I have between 13 and 14 feet of bookshelf, and I've read every one of them. Every kind of psychology you can think of. I just needed to learn how this could have happened.
His conclusion: persuasion can be a murder weapon.
Coercive persuasion. And a great many salespeople avail themselves of this method. And frequently they are, like Brian was, a psychology major in college.
I think Jennifer Reale, had she never met Brian Hood, probably would never have killed anybody.